Who the hell are you? And myself? The number of soldiers I can feel from your shadows. Monarch of Shadows. Why didn't you make contact with us even after gathering such a significant number of troops? Myself, who wasn't successfully extracted, don't tell me I was forgetting about it. But so I was right. You must be the one I was missing out on, the one that he told me about. A confrontation, a recognition of a familiar power. Is he a magic user type? A question, an attempt to classify the opponent. Why don't we stop here for today? I'm not here to engage with our lives on the line. What? Didn't you come here to save that human? Now that I think about it, this barrier is the one I placed on the chairman. Don't tell me the chairman? A change in approach, an awareness of the stakes. Now, choose, will you engage me in combat, or will you save him? An ultimatum, a demand for a decision. Skill, use authority of the ruler. The opponent's magic is resisting the authority of the ruler. A power was invoked, met with an equally powerful force. Dagger Rush. Skill, use Dagger Rush. Kaheuk. You, a mere vessel, yet you dared to put a scratch on me? Very well, I, Monarch of the Frost, will retreat for now, and wait until the next time your shadows open again. Just think of the nearly inactive human as my gift for you, to add to your shadow army. You, that bastard. A display of frustration, a retreat planned for the future. I guess I couldn't sense anything even when things got to that state because of that barrier. But damn it, it's not something I could address using a healing potion. Dairy? A mixture of anger and surprise, a recognition of the opponent's power. You called for me, my king? A loyal presence emerged, a call for aid. Save him at all costs. A directive issued, a priority defined. My king, my healing didn't work on him. Yeah, maybe the holy water of life might be able to. Please, don't, Chairman. You've come for me, thank you very much. Please wait for a bit longer. I will send you to a hospital. Amy Diatley, it's no use, and nothing can be done after taking damage from those kinds of assaults. But I had the opportunity to come in contact with a supreme being. The plan, and the remaining fight between them and us, and the things we must do, Chairman. I'm very relieved that you are here. I am very thankful that you possess such power. Thank you very much. The gates and dungeons weren't for them. It was simply a means they used to protect us. Someday, you will encounter a moment where you'll have to choose which side to stand on, and a request of you, please remain on the side of the humans, cough. I've always wanted to work together with young hunters like yourself. However, I should have known it was an impossible feat with a body like this, but I don't regret anything since I can leave things in the hands of youngsters like you. My heart has been beating thousands, tens of thousands of times, and I did realize that I didn't have much time left in me, but the reason my heart did not cease to function until now is to meet you. Yes, it was all to meet you. What a reliever. Thank you. Thank you very much. A farewell, a final request, a transfer of responsibility. Cold wind with autumn rainfall continued. Many news flashes appeared on the headlines of the news. The news that Brazil's great hunter, Jonas, was found gone in a nearby river, and that the Korean Hunter Association's chairman was attacked after being approached in his heart, and that hunter Sung Jin-Woo has returned to Korea. The situation was summarized, a grim outlook painted on a global scale. Christopher Reed, Great Hunter Jonas, and Go Gun-hee, the chairman of the Korean Hunters Association, after the news of the departures of the considerably best hunters in the world went into a state of panic. The mainstream media around the world was focused on the departures of the hunters, and the U.S. Hunter Association even issued a joint statement about this event. The impact of these events was clear: a world in chaos. Humans are protected by the hunters, but who will protect the hunters? The departure of world-class hunters worldwide, its threat was on a different level. A fundamental question was raised, challenging the very core of the current world order. Mr. Jinchil, are you all right? Oh, my apologies, dear hunter. I haven't been myself lately. That monster that took out the chairman, was it impossible to overcome even with your power? By the time I had arrived, he was already. It still doesn't feel real. Just yesterday, he told me that he wanted to hear of my stay in the U.S. He'd urged me to hurry back to the country, and now, his thank you, for endeavoring to protect the chairman in his last moments. A moment of grief, a sense of loss, a personal lament. No, I will engage it. I swear upon my life that I will engage the monster who caused harm to the chairman. I will accept your words of thanks. Then could you call the reporters? A vow, a commitment to retribution, and a call to action. After Chairman Go Gun-hee's passing, even in such a tight space, the reporters crowded the press conference like wildfire. A monster colony with very high intelligence are targeting world-class hunters. They are far stronger than many hunters out there, and they do not care about weapons or ways of confronting. By monster colony, did you mean that the monster who took down Chairman Go Gun-hee could be one of them? These monsters specialize in blocking open space by magic, then isolating their prey. Thus, to those who believe that they are bound to be the prey, it is recommended that you stay around comrades who are willing to protect you. A warning delivered, a strategy for survival revealed. I, Monarch of the Frost, will retreat for now and wait until the next time your shadows open again. The threat was clear. The adversary would return. Just think of the almost lifeless human as my gift for you, to add to your shadow army. A disturbing offer, a reminder of the opponent's power. The bastard called himself the Monarch of the Frost, Monarch of the Beginning, Monarch of the Shadows. Those who address themselves as monarchs are impossible to prevail over even with the strongest hunters. But those who do not possess any comrades of my description, please contact me through the Korean Hunters Association. A final directive was given, a beacon of hope amidst despair. The Shadow Monarch is on the surface of the earth, one figure stated, his voice a low rumble that resonated with the others. A sharp retort cut through the quiet. Didn't you say there was no vessel that could fully contain his true powers? The speaker, his frustration evident, continued. And isn't that the exact reason why the Dragon King can't remain on the surface of the earth? Another chimed in, a grim edge to his voice. I saw with my own two eyes. He's more of a threat than the fragment of brilliant light. He paused, then declared with an unsettling resolve, I will handle him. A skeptical voice challenged him. Are you willing to help me by picking a fight against him? He scoffed, you're only courting disaster. Your opponent is one of the strongest of the 9 monarchs. Then why not wait for the monarch of destruction, the Dragon King, to return? Suggested a different monarch, his tone laced with weariness. Although we are currently on the run, we are still monarchs. And yet, all we can do is wait for the Dragon King? The only opportunity we have in contending with the Shadow Monarch is now, while he is still in the form of a human. The speaker's voice took on a pleading tone. Please assist me, and I will take full responsibility and return him to nothingness. One figure shook his head, his tone firm. Count me out of this. I also have no desire to end up like the Monarch of White Flames. Another snorted, scaredy cats. Then he added, you should know what happened to the Monarch of White Flames after he was defeated. I have no intention of being trapped by the Shadow Monarch's authority and endure an endless slumber. A different monarch spoke with a hint of doubt. I don't believe he can turn us, who own our original forms, into one of his servants. It seems the Shadow Monarch and the administrator are now working together. Another voice added, a note of concern present. He is capable of creating a replica of us. I have no interest in becoming a tool in his world. And there is evidence that he is still in a human vessel, another mentioned, his voice now a little more assured. He applied poison to his dagger. It isn't something Ashbourne, the Shadow Monarch, would do. He explained, if the Shadow Monarch could fully manipulate the human body, they wouldn't resort to such trickery. Will you be joining me? One said, his voice hopeful. That will help you. We will contend with the Shadow Monarch Tagatha. A pause filled the air, then a quiet plea. Please, reconsider the one who might be able to preserve your life when another S-class gate opens in this world. Another spoke, a sad tone present in his voice. It's all right. Even if you pay thousands of times what you paid to buy your own, you can never save your life in situations like these. When Hunter Sung Jin-Woo was fighting the ants on Jeju Island, the chairman who was watching the broadcast with me told me that now that his wish had been fulfilled, he could comfortably rest in peace. But I never thought that he would truly pass away like this. I cannot sense his magic power. One monarch stated, his tone contemplative. So I guess this method isn't very effective. Another voice broke through, reciting seemingly random details. Status XLV-133. Name, Sung Jin-Woo. Occupation, Monarch of the Shadows. Titles, Demon Hunter and 2 others. HP 78,230 MP, 136,160. Fatigue 3, Strength 308. Stamina 307. Dexterity 316. Intelligence 321. Senses 298. AP 0. Why don't we stop here for today? I am not here to battle with our lives on the line. He didn't have a shadow with him, stated a monarch. He said he was in his original form. Another added, according to what the monarch of the giants told me, the monarchs and the rulers are all in their original forms, and thus they cannot become shadow soldiers. All of the monarchs and the rulers are in their original form, and once their original form is gone, they are destroyed and cannot become a shadow soldier. Along the same lines, if monarchs do not have shadows, a great tracking source will have been blocked, another muttered. Well, it doesn't matter, one said, his eyes narrowed. As long as I am a hunter, I will never miss my prey. A different scene now, a bustling office. It has been a week since the chairman's position has been vacant. We must find a successor. The fact that an S-rank hunter was the chairman of the Hunter Association had many symbolic meanings. And now that the association, which was overseeing 5 great guilds, has lost such a great figure, who will be able to control the guilds now? Are you suggesting we hire another S-rank hunter? An anxious voice asked. Even though the higher-rank hunters are very influential, we need to take extra caution in bringing an outsider. Another spoke. Then, after long and intense discussion, the directors and I would like to recommend Wu Jinchul as the new president of the association. The man in question looked shocked. What? Why me? Another spoke. We believe that Chief Wu Jinchul most closely assisted the president and gained the most skill. He is also very capable in terms of leadership and the ability to call hunters into action. There is no law that says only an S-rank hunter can take the place as president. As a presence that casts an influence among hunters, and a presence hunters fear, we see Wu Jinchul as the perfect candidate. Looking back at how he pulled hunters together and took control of the party, I am lacking in too many other aspects to be taking such an honorable position. There are many others who are of a higher rank than me, and aren't I still too young and naive? He said hesitantly. There is the position of vice president as an option as well. Directors and managers of affiliates who have gathered here today, there are many great people like these. A concerned voice added. Yet, why am I to sit where President Go-Gun he did? Me and the other executives of the association do not have the power to move around the greatest forces of Korea. However, Inspector Wu Jinchul has the power to do so. You have connections to many great guilds, and above all, don't you have a connection to Hunter Sung Jin-Woo? I did run into him frequently, Wu Jinchul admitted, but I don't know whether Hunter Sung Jin-Woo will think of it the same way. We cannot force our decision onto Inspector Wu Jinchul. A speaker said. However, would you be willing to carefully consider accepting our proposal? Wu Jinchul paused, his mind racing. Then, with a resolve that surprised even himself, he said, I will. The scene shifted again, this time to a shadowy underground location. Master, what are you acting all startled for? You guys can sit back down, a voice said, calm and slightly amused. Are you really thinking of giving that away as a gift? Questioned a second voice. The first voice chuckled. Why wouldn't I? It's not worth the lives of me and the members of my guild? No, I don't think so. Do you believe he lacks the skill as a hunter to use this? A voice added. Then, in a tone laced with admiration, as awesome as always. There are only 2 of them in the entire world, and I'm sure that number will stay consistent throughout the future. But you're still going to give it to him? Another speaker asked. Yes, the calm voice answered. That's exactly the reason I'm going to give it to him. Don't you think it's a waste, that the best of all weapons is just rotting here, gaining dust? News channels blared. Korea Hunters Association. Hunter Wu Jinchul. Chairman Wu Jinchul. A breathless anchor announced. Major news. Wu Jinchul rises to the position of the new chairman of the Korean Hunter Association. A sarcastic voice muttered, they say the chairman was removed, and now a handsome man takes his place. This country, and the world, are unstable. In a cozy apartment, Tilda lounged, ignoring her mother, Gina, who sighed, Tilda, could you please take out the trash? No, I'm too lazy, Tilda retorted. Mom, let's move, her father called from another room. You want to move, yeah? But your mom still likes this house, Gina said softly. What do you like about this old apartment? Tilda asked, exasperated. But Mum still likes this house, dear daughter, Gina retorted playfully. Could you please retrieve the clothes from the washer? Mum, you're only busy at times like these, Tilda huffed, finally getting up. Meanwhile, hushed voices filled a hunter's office. Is it true he's in the Argent Guild's office right now? One whispered. Apparently, yes, came the reply. I can't believe it. Thomas Andre is in the Argent Guild's office. To think, Thomas Andre would come all the way to Korea, and he's in our guild office as well? Another exclaimed. And Leonard Newman, too, the strongest hunter in Germany, plus the U.S. Hunter Association, ranked 12, A nervous voice added. 2 hours have already passed since they arrived. A hunter paced, his phone pressed to his ear. Kyung-nam, pick up my calls. Thomas Andre, the Goliath, is searching for Sung Jin-Woo. Will I even see Sung Jin-Woo? Is Mr. Sung even in the office today? And yes, a voice replied, most likely is what he said. The office door slid open, revealing a disheveled man. I'm back, young Matilda. I saw reporters outside. I guess Thomas was really here, although his aura gave it away. A hunter rushed to his side. Hyunin, why weren't you picking up my calls? I was busy, Hyunin replied, glancing at his clothes. There have been a lot of gate outbreaks. I can't be lazing around. And Barry and Igress are about to rank up. A quiet voice spoke, Mr. Sun, it's been a while. Another hunter worriedly whispered, they're not going to contend with each other here, are they? A blond man with a wide grin turned to the one they called Mr. Sunday. What brings you to Korea? Didn't I promise we'd grab a meal after my recovery? I also brought a fantastic gift. He beamed, a gift, Mr. Sun. Look forward to it. Should we move to a more comfortable place? Mr. Sun asked. They're too dangerous to hand over here, the blond man replied. A dangerous item. Don't tell me it's a bomb? Hyung-min, it could be a trap, another hunter hissed. The blond man turned to a stoic figure. I'm Leonard Neiman, Hunter's son Jinwoo. He must be here for a protection commission, one hunter reasoned. Mr. Sun, let's go, the blond man urged. Who are you to follow us? A hunter interjected. I waited 2 hours for Hunter Sun. I deserve a spot in this meeting. The figure replied. What we'll discuss is top secret, a hunter stated sharply. It's not something someone like you can barge into. Is this really how it'll go? I've never been treated this way. The figure grumbled. Let's go, Mr. Sun, the blond man urged, leading him away. In a private room, the blond man placed a covered object on a table. You don't know how long I've waited. Can you feel it? The power of this item? This is my gratitude for sparing my guild members. Mr. Sun's eyes widened. Don't tell me. This is Kamish? The blond man grinned. Impressive you recognize it. We gave up the corpse, but I kept this, Kamish's sharpest tooth. It was too short for a long sword, so I made it into a dagger. This is for you. He presented the dagger, item name, Kamish's tooth, type, dagger, attack plus 1,500. A high-quality dagger, crafted from a dragon's canine. Its power is amplified by the user's strength, and it detects mana. Attack plus 1,500. No way, someone exclaimed. And I thought the Demon King's dagger was amazing. Another voice rattled off, item name, Demon King's dagger. Item plus S, attack plus 220. Effect if equipped, additional attack will apply by the amount of the strength stat. Jinwoo held the dagger. Why, Mr. Sun, even with enhancement skills, that dagger would penetrate defenses. A hunter said nervously. Don't tell me you'll contend with me with that gift? It feels different, Jinwoo murmured, smiling faintly, reacting greatly to my magic, almost greeting me. He turned to the blond man. Laura, was my choice a mistake? How do you like my present, Mr. Sun? Can you take it for free? The blond man asked mischievously. What do you mean, free? Jinwoo retorted. This is to my advantage. I am getting a good deal for what was almost going to be the end for all the hunters in your gold. Then, I accept with pleasure. Seeing you pleased makes me happy too. Suddenly, the room shook. Mr. Sun, just now? Tivads? A terrified voice stammered, the intense magical energy gathering in Seoul. It was its true form. It's the first time I've seen one this big, bigger than the one Kamish jumped out of. Maybe the world is telling us that it has jumped out of our boundaries of common sense. The broadcast buzzed with urgency. Yes, I'm currently in Namhan, beneath the gate that's engulfed Seoul's sky, a reporter stated, his voice tight with tension. The gate here is being recorded as the largest one since the appearance of the first gate. As you can see, a number of people have come outside to witness the gate, and their gazes are full of excitement. The reporter, Nick Fulwell from BBN News, continued, I've been talking about a massive amount of magical power gathering for a while now. The giant gate that has appeared over Seoul is only the beginning. There will likely be similarly terrifying gates showing up in other countries soon. Doctor, are you implying that other places are showing signs of abnormality as well? An interviewer asked. Yes, that is precisely what I am saying, the doctor responded grimly. You have been researching the gates and associated phenomena for a while now. Are there any contingency plans you could suggest? A heavy pause followed. Then, we should pray and hope that this unprecedented event doesn't end in tragedy. Above, near the massive gate, a figure grunted in frustration. Strange that I cannot pass through the gate. It's like hitting a wall. If it was like an ordinary wall, I'd simply break it. But a gate that a monarch cannot break through? Would the creatures inside this gate be different from the ones we've seen so far? He paused, his jaw set. No matter what happens, my friends and family are down there. I have no intention of letting these creatures go easily. A phone buzzed. Hello, Chifu Jin Chul, a voice said. Yes, Mr. Hunter. Jin Chul responded. I can't hear you very well. Can I call you back? No need, the voice replied. I'm at a high altitude right now. I think I should call you President Wu Jin Chul now. You can call me whatever you wish, Jin Chul replied. I'm still getting used to this. I don't think I deserve the honor of working in this position. He changed the topic. Did you look into what I asked of you? Yes, replied. I've requested hunter associations from various nations to scan the entire region via satellite, but no other gate has appeared in any other part of the world. You mean, apart from the existing ones? Jin Chul questioned. No new ones have appeared, confirmed. It's been 3 hours since this massive gate appeared. Could it be mere coincidence that, during the past 3 hours, gates all over the world are hiding their presence? It's no coincidence. We are planning to evacuate people located near the gate. We are proceeding in stages to avoid inciting panic. What are you planning on doing, Hunter-san? Jin Chul asked. Even if I don't know what awaits us tomorrow, someone has to plant apple trees, a voice answered, referencing the quote attributed to philosopher Spinoza. Even if I knew the world would end tomorrow, I would continue to plant my apple trees. The scene shifted to the Hunter Association gym. How can I do that, my liege? A muscular figure asked. It's all right. I wanted to get a little exercise, another voice chuckled. You know I have no one but you. I am deeply moved, my liege, the first voice declared. How is your vocabulary improving so fast? You haven't eaten a human, have you? Anyway, let's begin. The massive figure, Beru, trained intensely, his strength palpable. You've reached the rank of general. I see you've become quite strong, said the other figure. But do you know something? The rank general refers to the leader of an army, and there can only be one. Once Igress and Greed reach the lieutenant general rank, they'll catch up to general rank. If you don't want to have your glory stolen, then work harder. The figure sighed. This won't do. Even if Beru is one of my best soldiers, he won't last against the others in a fight. Suddenly a figure kneeled before him. Witnessing Master's immense power, this week's servant cannot help but bow in reverence. I think you should stop watching historical shows for a while, the Master chuckled. Now that we're done with that test, we should start cleaning up. Mr. President, the servant exclaimed. Please hear me out before getting excited. I have around 300 hardworking ants in a hotel near Seoul. You're not leaving. How can I leave when something this big and beautiful has appeared? It's definitely big, but beautiful? Everything that makes your heart beat faster is beautiful, the servant continued. A fire-breathing dragon, that big gate, and Hunter Sung Jin-Woo's power. Everything possesses a certain beauty, which is why I want to possess it. Everything that I like is beautiful. Now you have something you can never possess, Master, the Master chuckled. Yes, I never knew something like this would appear, the servant conceded. And anyway, there's no gate back home to return to. Yes, but the Hunter's Bureau is getting worried. Worried? That's funny, the Master retorted. What place is safer than beside Hunter Sung Jin-Woo? If we don't stop it here, there will be no safe place to return to anyway, which is why I want to witness it. Whether this moment turns out to be the end of humanity or a new beginning. The world was on edge, Yet life continued in its peculiar rhythm. In a small apartment, a young woman, Tilda, fidgeted. Mom, aren't we going to run? If we are going to disappear, wouldn't it be better if we got to choose where? Her mother, Gina, sighed. They haven't issued an official evacuation notice for our neighborhood, either. And I'm going to university next year. I can finally enjoy life. And you're talking about departure? Tilda scowled. There is that. Jinwoo will protect us, like your father protected us. Elsewhere, a figure brooded, his frustration evident. Despite the situation, I still cannot sense them. Where are they hiding that gate? I need to block it. But am I capable of doing so without any unwanted outcomes? I have too much to lose if this is the end for me. Then who should I call? He scanned his contacts, family, mom, Gina, Jinho, all reporters, Park Jong-soo friend, enough. The scene shifted to a training dojo. A woman with a sword paused, her movements hesitant. There's an obstinate sort of hesitancy in your swordsmanship recently, Ms. Han, a voice observed. I'm worried. This is due to some fear you harbor in your heart. Of course, you'd be scared. I would be too. I'd have lost all courage if I'd faced down those beasts like you have, master. The sword-wielding woman abruptly stopped. An urgent appointment has come up, so I need to leave right now. Yes, that's fine. Go ahead, her instructor responded. So that's what it was indeed. Meanwhile, in a bustling amusement park, whispers rippled through the crowd. Isn't that Hunter Sung Jin-Woo? Where? Wow, it really is Sung Jin-Woo. Who's the girl next to him? His girlfriend? Wait. Isn't that Hunter Cha Haein? I thought there'd be fewer people due to the situation, Haein said, looking around, but I was wrong. Do you enjoy visiting places like this? Not really, Jinwoo replied, but I wanted to experience a place like this, at least once. Why would you bring me to a place you really wanted to visit? Because you're the only friend I have, Han. Jinwoo chuckled. Here, remember. In front of that weird statue friend? Another voice interrupted. My friend. I've come here to rescue Hunter Sung Jin-Woo. Jinwoo turned, his eyes narrowing slightly. Why'd you whisper? I could hear you clearly. My sense of hearing is better than average. Did you ever find out what the strange dungeon's true identity was? When I've sorted out my thoughts on it, I'll let you know next time. I'll keep it to myself for now, came the reply. I see, Jinwoo nodded. But here, look over here too, another voice called. I'm a big fan, Mr. Hunter. Doesn't this make us stand out more? It's all right, as long as we ignore them, Jinwoo said to Haein. Now that I think about it, Haein said softly, this is the first time I've gone out for fun since I became a hunter nearly 2 years ago. It's different when I'm with him. I feel good. Want to ride that? Sure. What about that? Jinwoo replied, pointing to a nearby ride. Looks good. What about the one next to it? That looks good too. Everything looks good. Yeah, Jinwoo agreed. Yes, everything looks good. I see, Jinwoo chuckled. I wasn't the only one who wanted to visit this place. Then let's ride all of them more. Haein exclaimed. On a roller coaster, another figure asked, Baru, are you getting bored? No, I'm having fun, Baru replied. He means on the rides. Then how come you didn't cry or scream even once, Baru? I guess rides like this wouldn't be exciting for an S-rank hunter. The rides are a bit slow, right? Huh. Oh, right. I'm making this my wallpaper, the figure said excitedly. Then should we try riding something more exciting? They boarded a towering, terrifying ride. How's this? It's fast and really high and beautiful, the figure exclaimed, his voice filled with glee. Up high, suspended over the park, Jinwoo asked quietly, why would you want to go to an amusement park when you can do this? That amusement park is where the gate that took my dad appeared. So I wanted to go there at least once, Haein replied. Thank you. I've been meaning to thank you properly. You've helped me so much over the years. There's something I'd like to show you. The scene shifted, revealing a drawing on a sketchbook. I guess her art style changed, a voice mused.